So there are quite a few mistakes that a beginner digital artist may be making that are very easy to fix, but can really cause big problems in your art. And today I wanted to talk about the top 5 common mistakes that beginner digital artists make and how to avoid those mistakes. So let's just start with mistake number 1. The mistake number 1 is zooming in too much. Because we're working digitally, it is very easy for us to really zoom in into very specific details and really be caught up with making or adding these details. So what could end up happening is that you might spend a lot of hours working on small little details that might not even be visible in your painting. When you zoom out into your painting, you might not see any of those things. So try and work zoomed out first, and try and get as much as you can while zoomed out, and then slowly start getting zoomed in. And don't be afraid to keep zooming out to see if what you're working on is even going to be visible or if you are just wasting time. The second thing that I want to talk about is being obsessed with brushes. So a lot of people really think that using the right brush might make the art magically a lot better. But that's not really the case. You can do a lot of great things and you can do majority of your work just using the round brush. And just using the round brush in the right way with the right techniques, you'll be able to produce really beautiful paintings and drawings. And you don't need all these brushes or custom brushes that you're looking for. So don't let that stop you from making great art, and just use the regular standard brushes that you have. And then the third thing that I want to talk about is the overuse of the airbrush. So the airbrush can make things very easy to blend, but if used too much and used everywhere, it will just make things look very digital and would make things look very flat in a lot of cases and not very appealing. So don't be afraid to use hard edges. Hard edges at the right place and at the right time is actually very good and should be used. So always try and remember to balance between hard edges and soft edges, and don't overuse the airbrush. So the fourth thing that I see a lot, and is something that I used to do myself, is shading with black. So it's very easy to think as shadows are just dark and black, but it's not really the case. So always look at your painting, always look at the lighting scenario and add color to your shadows. You can always go more saturated and darker colors for your shadows, and don't just default to black. Adding color to your shadows really pops your painting and makes it look a lot better than just shading with black. And then finally, the thing that people are afraid to do is use the tools that are given to us in our softwares. We're doing digital art, so there are a lot of tools that we can use to make our paintings better and speed up our process and make us more efficient. For example, you can use the Liquify tool. The Liquify tool can help you make small adjustments in your drawing or painting without having to redo your painting. Another tool is the Resize tool, where you can actually move parts of your painting. You can also use the Lasso tool, where you can specifically select an area where you want to, for example, shade or color, and not select everything else. Or even adding layers and using multiple layers and the layer types. We have so many kinds of layer types. And one of the simplest things that you can use is use the Flip Canvas tool. The Flip Canvas tool will help you, give you a new perspective on your painting and really help you find these small little mistakes that can be avoided if you use this tool. So don't be afraid to explore what tools you have in your software and use those and exploit those tools. So those are the 5 mistakes that I see a beginner artist make and are very common for someone to make. And I hope this video will help you avoid these mistakes and take your drawing and paintings to the next level. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.